Another are workplace platforms, and these have been attracting increasing attention and raise this question of how platforms can match people with talent and capability with both individuals, small to medium enterprises, or very large enterprises that are looking for workers not necessarily adjacent, but potentially anywhere in the world. And so these platforms perform a couple of important functions. One is to help that matching process that I mentioned, to help agreeing on the terms. So what is the contractual, the pricing arrangements that are going to be consummated for that exchange, and then also facilitate a payment system so that payments can be facilitated. So it's really a growth industry. In this chart, I show some of the companies that have popped up recently to facilitate this. And it raises some interesting questions of, you know, in the past, work was thought of as being very, very local, but these workplace platforms suddenly open up very interesting opportunities to potentially create a worldwide workforce in which you're not limited, particularly for knowledge that can be transmitted over the internet. So all sorts of knowledge work that can tap into a worldwide workforce, not just for small companies, but increasingly big companies are considering this as well. This is an interesting diagram that was done by a group at Oxford Internet Institute. It's brand new, it just came out about a month ago, in which they took data from what was called Elance, which had merged with Odesk, and they just rebranded as Upwork. And this shows where jobs are sourced from, i.e. the demand side, as well as where the jobs are being offered from. And so you can see these dark green lines are where there's a particularly active exchange of talent. So these lines show the volume of work in dollars per month. And so you can see that both the Philippines and India are a big source on this particular platform. However, there are many, many other countries that are engaged. The blue represents Europe, and I think the yellow is, or the green down there is Asia. So different parts of the world are being linked in through these workplace platforms. And there's a lot of expectation that these will grow significantly over the next decade. And in fact, McKinsey Global Institute just released a study that suggested up to 540 million people could benefit between now and 2025 from participating in these workplace platforms. It could reduce job search time, create higher job participation rates, better matches, etc. And they suggest that the economic value of that could be up to $2.7 trillion, or 2% of global GDP. So that's a pretty resounding endorsement for the significance of these workplace platforms.